They said it was impossible. They said,
you can't put together the most elite team of comic book reviewers on the planet and do, a podcast or something like that?
Despite all that, today we can proudly announce... Yeah, they were right. We couldn't do it. So instead, we brought you the most vile, ignorant, unprofessional group of comic book enthusiasts we could find. This is Panel to Panel, the Game Rage Magazine comic podcast.
Fucking here. Anyways, welcome to Panel. We were lamenting about how Godzilla vs. Kong was fucking terrible.
Robbed.
Or Godzilla vs. Kong New Empire.
Oh shit, I thought we were talking about -1.
Well, we were also talking about that too, but Godzilla -1 did get robbed at the fucking all
Best
the
picture.
awards. Bullshit. But anyways, if you want to hear more about that, you can go to Game Rage Movies and TV, where we talk about in depth the Godzilla series. We might as well just change the name to Godzilla the podcast. Like, we talk a lot about Godzilla.
It was depressing. The best chance of Godzilla winning Best Picture was that opportunity with this movie, because I don't think it's ever going to come again.
Never going to happen again. But anyway, this is Panel to Panel, the comic book podcast. And if you do want to hear more about other podcasts that we do, you can go to GameRageMagazine.com. You can follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Game Rage Magazine, Twitter/X at Game Rage Mag, YouTube, Game Rage Magazine. You can follow Adam at All Gas No Trash Official, and you can go listen to the All Gas No Trash podcast. It's about music. You can also listen to Game Rage Movies and TV, or if you like comics, you probably like anime, go listen to the Anime Syndicate and fucking do all the good anime watching and watch us talk about fucking Monster Girl Doctor fingering and fucking getting tentacle monstered and all this fucking weird shit. It's very, very, very interesting. Anyways, today we're talking about Immortal Hulk, number 7.
To paint a picture in your head, since you're not here in person, audible hand rubbing.
Oh.
This is a juggernaut of an issue, man. It's so good.
This one was fucking excellent. All right, here we go. Look at this fucking cover, man.
So banging.
So fucking banging. Jesus.
Ghost Rider,
Captain Marvel,
Black Panther, Doctor Strange.
fucking goddamn Captain America, Iron Man, Thor, fucking She-Hulk. Everybody just fucking pummeling on the Hulk. This was fucking cool, man. This like opening, this is like, when I saw this, I was like, oh, I know this is gonna be a good ass fucking issue. So as we start with all these, it opens up with a line. Many names hath God given him, names of mystery, secret and terrible, the destroyer. For his arm breaketh and grindeth to pieces. Wherefore the fear and dread of him are upon all flesh. And the avenger, for he is the anger of God. His breath shall burn up all the souls of the wicked. Anna Kingsford, clothed with the sun.
Kind of want to read this book.
So do I. Like that one fucking little line, I was like, oh, I want to read this now. Maybe we could talk about it on the Game Rage Book Club podcast.
Fuck, maybe we might have to start that.
God, you might be right. That might be a good idea. Game Rage Book Club.
So I can increase my vocabulary by reading, because I probably have like a second grade fucking vocabulary.
Yeah, Chloe's going to pass us up fucking soon. Anyway, so we open up with some dumbass fucking kid. Speaking of second graders, we open up with some dumbass kid playing with Iron Man and Captain Marvel. Man. And he's playing with these little action figures, and his dad runs in. He's like, all right, we got to go. Let's go. And then they're all running, and they go outside, and the kid's still playing. And then you just see this fucking car just get thrown into fucking their car, and it just explodes.
It is funny that there's a bit of a meta storytelling with Captain Marvel and Iron Man having this. They're fighting the Hulk, and in the meantime, the little kid's like, "Oh my god, wait! I got it! Iron Man's big laser. We got to bring it out." He's like, "Get the fuck out! We got to get the fuck out of here. We got to code green, man.
Yeah, man.
or else we're gonna fucking die."
Yeah, we're all gonna. Do you want to die, kid? You fucking idiot. And so then then the wife's like, there was a skeleton inside that car. Oh my god! And it's fucking Ghost Rider.
Yeah.
And then you just see on the news, it's like, a level 3 superhuman conflict is currently raging at the edge of Georgiaville, Iowa, between the Avengers and what eyewitnesses are saying is the Hulk. Pam, are you on scene? And then like the chick's like, good God, it's Jim Ross. Good God Almighty, they killed him. They killed him.
Oh man, this is so good.
Yeah.
Second, well, I guess technically the third page. Fucking the Hulk wallops. He plants one on fucking Thor, and he actually loses a goddamn tooth.
Yeah, which is fucking. You know how hard that fucking punch was to literally pop the tooth of a god out?
A demigod.
Damn, bro. And then he's literally, as he's falling,
please no.
He's like, by Odin's beard. He eats shit.
Great Odin's raven, my god.
And then the best part is when Hulk tells him, Daddy can't help you now. I was like, oh, yes. You're begging for forgiveness and your father can't help you.
It's so good, dude.
So good. And then fucking old Captain America rolls in and he's like, Thor, get behind me, brother.
Oh, and then he gets right at him. Yep. He's like, look, it's Captain Hydra.
And he's like, man, when I rip your head off, will 2 more take its place? And
Traitor.
Then that's when Captain America's like, that wasn't me. Like that wasn't me. And then what's cool too is when you see the reflection of the Hulk in the mirror, it's still fucking Banner's dad or whatever, man. Which is fucking cool that they kept that. They still are like keeping
pushing
that, man.
That.
And it's fucking cool. And then fucking here comes what's his name? T'Challa, yeah. Yeah, he comes in and he's like, oh, you handle Thor, Captain. I'll take it from here. And then he fucking stabs the Hulk with his fucking foot and his like claws.
His fucking vibranium.
Yeah. And he's like, get off me, you little son of a bitch. And then the Black Panther fucking basically electrocutes him. Like he's like a giant taser. And then he's like, oh, maybe this will bring him to his senses. And then here goes Tony Stark in his fucking Hulkbuster armor. And he's like, man, don't worry. I got the big gun parked at 10,000 feet if this doesn't fucking work. And then I like how they're having this fucking meta like conversation while this is fucking happening. Oh, and then T'Challa's like, oh, only if we need it, my friend, only if we need it. Some things should be a last resort. And then the fucking Hulk, because it's called Code Helios, and he's like, oh, Code Helios is one of those things. And Iron Man looks like he's gonna blast the fucking Hulk or whatever. And then we cut to Thor, and you just the black fucking eye that he has from getting punched in the fucking face.
Probably concussed too.
Oh, heavily concussed. And then Captain America's like, hey man, are you good? And he's like, yeah, he's fucking strong, man. He's like, he sees the naked souls of men, smells the lies in our hearts, hidden from even ourselves. And he's just like rambling on. He's like, bro, you might have a concussion, man.
My favorite part is like, lies don't have a smell, you fucking idiot.
Yeah, he's like, wait a minute, lies don't smell. And then he's like, and then he's like, are you sure that lies don't smell? You live in the mortal world, Steve Rogers, of science and law, of what you can perceive, but I live in the world of legend and symbol, the world of the gods. And he's like, Thor, what the fuck are you saying? He's like, I'm saying that it's in its rage, in its pain, in the shadow of its Armageddon, and you just see the Hulk just like fucking his face, man. It's just so, he's just like completely fucking feral right now. And then he says, your mortal world may have produced something very close to a god or devil, perhaps. And Thor just looks fucked up, man. He's like, one eye is like not even fucking, like his eyes are like not even looking the same direction. Like it's fucking, it's pretty bad. And then the Hulk hears that and goes, Devil Hulk. Works for me, buddy. And then he fucking proceeds to do what's like comic book equivalent of or the Hulk equivalent of the 1,000 Years of Death from anime when they fucking take their fingers and they stick it right in your butthole, like he does that to the Iron Man.
It's the thunderclap.
Yeah, but like the way he's doing it looks like he's like fucking he does it straight into his stomach and he's just gonna rip his. And then he just basically rips the entire fucking Hulkbuster suit apart.
Oh my god. I was like, oh, please kill Tony Stark. Fuck this guy.
Yeah, I was really like, oh good. Hopefully he dies in this timeline.
Yeah.
And then he's trying to fucking eject and he can't do it. And old T'Challa's like, yo man, this is your buddy. He's like, you need to stop this out. And then he says, this guy's not my buddy. Maybe this will bring you to your senses. And then he fucking whacks the shit out of Black Panther with one of the Hulkbuster arms. And the suit's fucking going crazy. Stark's trying to get out. He can't do it. And then finally, he pops the manual release and he fucking flies off into fucking space, basically, with the helmet of the Hulkbuster armor.
He's pretty close to like the jet fuel too.
Yeah.
Or whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah. And so then he's like, fuck, man, I'm still alive, but the new Hulkbuster is fucking toast.
He's like, it's a write-off.
Yeah,
it's a toy.
Yeah, he's like, we're going to have to get a write-off on our taxes for this thing. And he's like, fuck it. I'm taking the big gun, guys. We're fucking shit up right now. I don't even care. And they're all like, no, man, don't do it. There's too many civilians, brah. Like, come on, brah. Like, the civilians are all around. And Captain Marvel's over here fucking evacuating the common man, the common folk. And they're like, shit, man, I don't think we're going to have enough time to get all these people out. Like, we need to fall the fuck back. And basically they tell fucking, what's her name? She-Hulk. They're like, hey, your turn, lady. Why don't you fucking figure it out? And so She-Hulk pops in and she just fucking wallops him, man. She fucking hits him hard as shit. And she's going on and yelling and she's like fucking beating the Hulk. Literally the street is like imploding around. She hit him so hard that the concrete from the street is floating in the air, like, because the street is just destroyed.
Yeah.
And it's basically dirt. The dirt underneath is now completely exposed.
It's like fucking meteoric impact.
Yeah. And the Hulk just grabs her fucking hand. He says, oh, now you're mad. And the madder you get, right? Huh. Funny how that works, you dumb bitch, basically is what he says. And he fucking grabs her hands and she's losing her mind. Shut up, you Hulk smash you. And then what's crazy is like she is completely feral as She-Hulk. But he is like this Hulk is extremely lucid in his fucking Hulk form, right? Like,
yeah, he's very much in control of what he does and is competent in his speech as well.
Mm-hmm. And so he goes on to basically saying like, I was all the things that Banner wanted to hide, everything he didn't want to be. You were everything that Walters wanted to be and wanted to show what she was. Only now the line between us is hard to see, isn't it? What do you think? And then this fucking, like the way they do this deranged like Hulk fucking look.
He's got the pin needle fucking eyes and like multiple things to show how menacing he is or how unhinged. Well, I guess unhinged isn't the appropriate word. He's very calculated in what he does.
Yeah, and then he says, "How about that, Hulk?" And then she's like, "No, Hulk is not. I'm not you." And whoops.
And then you just get the pin needle eye with just white. You just see, you know, like that fucking Eddie from Iron Maiden.
Yeah.
Like that type of look.
Yeah, and he's like, gotcha. And he just fucking crushes her, man. He punches her immediately he punches her through a water tower, and then she's literally a mile away. Oh, nope, already two. And he's like, God damn, this bitch is gonna land hard.
Yeah, it's fucking hilarious.
You guys, he's gonna kill somebody, and Tony Stark's up there in space like, I gotta fucking kill this dude. Like, are the civilians out of the blast radius yet? And she's like, he's like, okay, good, settled, I'm doing this. And Captain Marvel's trying to be like, bro, come on, man, like, don't do it. Nope, bitch, we got no choice. We gotta kill this dude. Systems are green, no life signs are in range. Rock on, Helios laser. And they literally shoot the energy of the sun at the fucking Hulk. Like, This decimates the entire fucking area.
The scaling of it's pretty sweet too, because they show the satellite.
Yeah.
And then it shows it piercing through the skies, and it just looks like a nuclear bomb fucking going off. They blew up the fucking. Oh, they blew up the town.
They blew up the whole fucking town. And everybody in the little ships that they're flying away, they're like, what the fuck was that? Oh, is that a nuke? What's going on? And Captain Marvel's like, don't worry, you're all safe in here. Just a little light turbulence. And then this fucking lady saying like the Lord's Prayer or whatever.
Fucking God, our fathers.
Yeah, and then they're like, no, they're the Avengers. They wouldn't just blow up our fucking town. Like, and then, of course, this dumbass kid gets out of his fucking seat, unbuckles his entire safety harness somehow, and he goes up to Captain Marvel. Oh, hey, this is you. I got you. You're this action figure. Oh, hey.
You gonna save us?
Yeah, you gonna save us? She's like, oh, let me see. And then he's like, yeah, I got Iron Man, I got Thor, but they're at home. And he's like, where are we going? Are we going back home? And she's looking at this fucking action figure of herself. And she basically just tells this kid, like, just go the fuck down. Go back to your seat, kid. Like, I gotta tell people shit.
So much collateral damage for...
oh, yeah.
It seems like the Avengers did more harm than they did good with the Hulk.
Oh yeah, this is like from the fucking, what do you call it? What was that incident that prompted the whole fucking Civil War thing where they killed that whole town and they wanted everybody to, like what was that? You know what I'm talking about? There was like this fucking, the town in like some Russia or some fucking Russian country, Eastern European country, and they like killed the entire fucking... They killed like so many civilians, and and that's when they were like, "No, now we need to register you guys. You guys are fucking. The mayor's up my ass." Like it was one of those deals.
Superheroes.
Yeah, it was the superhero equivalent of that.
The mayor's up my ass, and somebody's got to pay the consequences.
Yeah. And so then basically they just did that again here with the Hulk, and
fucking hit him with a beam of ultraviolet.
Yeah, they said it was laced with ultraviolet radiation. It was a beam of hard sunlight, man. Yeah, they literally struck him with the sun.
They fucking cooked his ass.
Yeah, and his fucking Banner's body is just laying there. It's like the skeleton. Like, so fucked up. And man, it's the one thing that we knew that could hurt this Devil Hulk persona. And he's like, that wasn't the devil, man. Captain America's like, that wasn't the devil, Tony. This was a friend in need. And we fucking just killed him.
That's the fucking difference between fucking Tony Stark and Captain America. Captain America is willing to wait and see like how they can resolve things in a more peaceful manner. Tony Stark's like, the ends justify the means. Go fuck yourself.
Like, yeah, basically. And he's like, shit, man, if it wasn't for these UV fucking drone lamps, man, the Hulk would fucking come back like and be already ready to rock. Back from dead, refreshed, ready. And he's like, we wouldn't fucking survive that, man. And basically, Ghost Rider and his vehicle are healed, but Thor has a fractured fucking skull and needs to go get the healing magics of his people, basically. He needs to go back to Valhalla where he fucking belongs and get healed because he is fucked up. She-Hulk is alive and generally uninjured, but she's not going to say what it was that the Hulk said to her, which...
He got to her in here.
Yep. You can't hurt... He hurt her on the inside.
Yeah, he hit her pretty good, but the real damage was on the inside.
That was on the inside. The wounds that you can't see.
Yeah.
And of course, Tony Stark butts in and he's like, "Oh, yeah, don't forget, you almost killed me too, you fucking assholes." and then T'Challa's like, "Yeah, me too, man. He overloaded the vibranium in my suit, which is basically fucking impossible."
Yeah.
And they're just saying, without the Helios weapon, you know, we'd be burying our own dead, Captain America. Like, I got a clear conscience. And then Captain America, good for you, Your Highness. We beat him, but now that we got him, what the fuck do we do with him? And this is like that whole thing about, man, nobody ever stopped to think if we could. Like, everybody's too caught up to think if we could. Nobody stopped to think if we should. Like, it's like, oh man, we were trying so hard to catch him, but now that we got him, like, what the fuck do we do with him? And so then we cut to the secret facility where we see that dude fucking who was like the underling of what's his name at the base. He's in here and he's talking to like us seemingly, but we don't know who it is. And he's upside down and he's just saying like, man, this was real fucking easy, man. I can't believe this. But now we got you right where we got you, you son of a bitch. You're here at Shadow Base and you've caused a lot of people pain over the years, but now it's fucking our turn. And then it zooms out and you see literally green like Hulk organs, each in their own fucking like jar. Like you see his fucking intestines, his lungs, his fucking heart, his brain, and then you see the Hulk in pieces in each one of these fucking jars, man. Like,
yeah, man, it's blood, spit, and ass everywhere.
Dude, he is literally this will be a living hell. Like,
yeah. So now he's captured in all these little jars, and now he's a specimen for science.
Yep, and it says the bottom, the Avengers, man. That's fucking cool. That was real fucking cool. And I guess the guy who made Ghost Rider died or some shit, but whatever. Don't care.
That's how much of a footnote Ghost Rider is.
Yeah, man.
They're like, Ghost Rider was fine, and it's like that ending of a movie when they recap you on what happened to each of the characters. Ghost Rider rode majestically into the night, and his car was fine, and he was fine too.
Yeah, hooray. And then we see the next preview issue cover, which is the Hulk in these jars on a bunch of different shelving.
Great body horror.
Yeah, man, that is some great body horror right there. Like, Jesus Christ. This fucking issue was awesome.
It was fucking awesome.
This has taken up to the next level, man.
Yeah.
And I hope it just gets better from here.
I think it does, yeah.
So I'm fucking excited for this. Daredevil is the story is still progressing well, but like
the art
is just making it suffer so hard.
I hope I got it. I think I'm gonna fucking skip some issues just to see how long we have to put up with this shit. Like I just have to know, dude. I have to know.
Yeah.
I don't want it to be a mystery, but anyways, this issue for me definitely was a banger. It's too fucking. Issue 7, dude. It had everything. Hookers.
Yeah, hookers. Fucking your mom. Fucking everything.
Yeah, it just hit all the right notes for me. This was like the blockbuster issue with all the fights, and then on top of that, the Hulk ended up taking digs at everybody, which was fucking great. Like, he got real personal, and he also hurt them on a physical level.
Yeah.
And then it also made the Avengers look like assholes. So I'm totally for it.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
This was a home run issue for me. So more good things to come, hopefully.
Oh yeah, more good things to come. So we'll see. But anyways, all right. Well, fuck. That pretty much does it for us on this one. You got anything else to add?
Long live Devil Hulk, man.
Yeah, man. Devil Hulk's the shit. Anyways,
peace and
love.
Peacing out.
Peacing out. If you want to hear more shit, go to GameRageMagazine.com. Go to Instagram and TikTok at Game Rage Magazine, Twitter/X at Game Rage Mag, YouTube Game Rage Magazine. Go follow Adam at All Gas No Trash Official, and do yourself a favor and go listen to the All Gas No Trash podcast. Also, don't forget to tune in to the Anime Syndicate and listen to that as well. Anyways, that's it for us. Catch you on the next one.
Bye.
That was Panel to Panel, the Game Rage Magazine comic book podcast. Thanks for listening. If you want to know more and follow along, go to Instagram and TikTok. Follow at Game Rage Magazine. If you want to follow on Twitter/X at Game Rage Mag. Tune in next time.